The Queen wiped away tears and was forced to mourn alone in St. George's Chapel during her husband's Windsor Castle funeral today. Her Majesty looked grief-stricken and bowed her head in reverence as she accompanied her beloved Philip's coffin on its final journey as their eldest son Prince Charles cried as he walked behind the casket into church followed by other devastated royals. The Duke of Edinburgh's casket was covered in his personal standard and carried his sword, naval cap and a wreath of flowers as pallbearers lowered him onto his extraordinary self-designed Land Rover hearse in the castle-packed quadrangle packed with hundreds of armed personnel. The Queen arrived as the national anthem played and the royal Bentley stopped next to her beloved husband's coffin, where she poignantly paused for a moment of reflection as cannons fired and bells tolled in remembrance of the Duke. Her Majesty was then driven to St. George's Chapel with a lady-in-waiting, before being sat alone at the front of the church where she stood alone and bowed her head during the national minute's silence. Following behind the coffin was the royal procession, led by Philip's children Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. The grandchildren, including Prince William and Prince Harry, followed but the feuding brothers was separated by their cousin Peter Phillips. The Duke of Cambridge entered the chapel one place ahead of his younger brother, as the mourners filed into the historic Gothic building without saying anything to each other.